Hey everyone, today we are going over Espresso Basics. Now, when I started out as a barista, I didn't know anything about espresso, and so today I'm going to show you and teach you all of the espresso basics. So there's the normal shot of espresso, which is just espresso. You tamp it, put it into the espresso machine, and boom, you hit that one shot espresso button, and there you go. Then there's Espresso Doppio, and that is basically just 2 shots of espresso. Then we have Ristretto. Now, Ristretto is one of the things that I actually rarely get asked for as a barista. However, if you get asked about Ristretto and you don't know if your coffee machine has a Ristretto button on it, ask your manager or somebody else who's working there. Because if you guys have a good espresso machine, it should, in my opinion, all good espresso machines should have a Ristretto button. Because if you don't have a Ristretto button, you don't have a good espresso machine, so you should talk to your manager about that. Ristretto is basically 0.75 of an ounce of really concentrated espresso. If you ever get asked to make a lungo, that's 3 ounces of less concentrated espresso. A cafe macchiato is actually 2 ounces of espresso and a dot of heated milk. A cafe cream is an ounce of heavy cream and 2 ounces of espresso. A cafe noisetta is an ounce of hot milk and then 2 ounces of espresso. A cafe cortado, if you ever get asked, is 2 ounces, which is a double shot of espresso with an ounce of foamed milk. A cappuccino is foamed milk, steamed milk, and then espresso. It's 2, 2, and 2. So 2 ounces of foamed milk, 2 ounces of steamed milk, and 2 ounces of espresso. A dry cappuccino is really similar, except for it has 4 ounces. 4 ounces of milk foam, and then 2 ounces of espresso. So be careful. If somebody asks for a cappuccino, don't make them a dry cappuccino on accident. A Cafe Americano. Now this one I get asked for a lot. It's also known as the Americano. This has 3 ounces of hot water. Sometimes your espresso machine will have hot water, but sometimes as a barista, we have a special spigot with hot water. It's 3 ounces of hot water to 2 ounces of espresso. So keep that in mind whenever somebody asks for an Americano. A Cafe Con Helio. Now this, I've only been asked 1 time as a barista, so don't worry, you generally won't get asked this one. But this is a Cafe Con Helio. It has 2 ounces of espresso, which is a 2-shot, and then it has some ice cubes inside of it. A Breve is super simple. It just has half and half an espresso. It's 2 ounces of espresso on the bottom and about 3 ounces of half and half on top. A Mocha Breve is super simple as well. It is 2 ounces, 2 ounces, 2 ounces. Now, it's like a normal Breve, except for you're going to add chocolate or mocha powder, whatever your coffee shop tells you to do. Now, it's going to go 2 ounces of espresso, 2 ounces of chocolate or mocha powder, and then 2 ounces of half and half. A mocha and a dirty mocha are 2 very different things, so always ask, hey, do you want a dirty mocha or a normal mocha? And a dirty mocha is one with espresso. A normal mocha has no espresso. If they want a dirty mocha, it's just going to be 2 ounces of espresso, 2 ounces of chocolate or mocha powder, and then on the top it's just an ounce of steamed milk. Cafe Affogato. Now this is by far my favorite type of way to have espresso. Besides just taking a normal shot, I actually like getting 2 ounces of espresso or more, 2 to 3 ounces of espresso, which is a 2 or 3 shot, and then a scoop of vanilla ice cream in the middle. Now, affogato is actually Italian for, I believe, the word drown or drowning, which means basically you're drowning the ice cream in the espresso, and oh, it's just so good. Check out those pictures. Look how awesome that looks. A Vignoise is 2 ounces of espresso, 2 ounces of hot milk, and then 2 ounces of whipped cream. A con panna is 2 ounces of espresso and 3 ounces of whipped cream. That sounds amazing. Now, I get asked this all the time at the shop. Hey, can I get a white flat? And it's actually a flat white. Now, this is 2 ounces of espresso to 4 ounces of steamed milk on top. Now, I don't always correct them, but it is definitely a flat white, not a white flat. Because white flat does not exist. Now, there is something called a black eye, which is 4 ounces of nice brew coffee, which is either drip coffee, French press. Generally, you don't see cold brew, but it's just dripped coffee, basically, or brewed coffee, and then 2 ounces of espresso, so it's 4 to 2. Now, that's called a black eye. So you would put the espresso in, 2 ounces of that, 4 ounces of the drip coffee, and that is a black eye. Now, it's really similar to its cousin, which is the shot in the dark, and a shot in the dark is equal parts, 2 ounces and 2 ounces of a espresso and drip coffee. So it's the same thing, except for the ratios are different. Instead of 4 ounces to 2 ounces for the black eye, it's actually 2 ounces to 2 ounces. For a normal shot in the dark. So a cafe latte is actually 2 ounces of espresso and 10 ounces of steamed milk. And sometimes you can put a little tiny bit of milk foam right on the top. Okay, so the cafe au lait is definitely one of the things that is controversial through a bunch of different shops. Now the traditional way to make it is 5 ounces of French pressed drip coffee to 5 ounces of steamed milk, and that's a cafe au lait. But some coffee shops do it with just normal drip. I think traditionally it is French press. But yeah, normal coffee shops generally don't have time to French press every coffee because there's the steeping process that has to go into that. Sometimes they will do that before the process, and they'll go through and actually French press stuff before the customer asks, but then the coffee gets cold. They generally just make it drip coffee, but that is a cafe au lait. It's 5 ounces of drip coffee or French press on the bottom, and then 5 ounces of steamed milk on top. Now don't confuse cafe au lait with cafe con leche, because cafe con leche is actually 6 ounces of brewed coffee on the bottom to 6 ounces of scalded milk. And now scalded milk is different than steamed milk or foamed milk or just hot milk. It's completely different. It's like burned milk almost. It's like you would let it sit there but actually get to a point of burning. That is basically all the basics. We've covered them all. And so I hope that you guys learned something in this video. If you did, make sure you smash the subscribe button and turn on that bell notification, especially if you're becoming a barista. This will be a channel that will very much benefit you in learning your skill and trade. Also, leave a comment down below for any videos that you guys want to see, because I want to keep creating awesome content for you guys that are coffee related. I love all of you beans so much. I really hope that you guys do great if you get a barista job, and even if you don't, if you just love and enjoy coffee as much as I do, we hope that you definitely will see me in the next brew. I love all of you so much, and bye!